Today we're going to be looking at something different. We're going to be looking at something called a blog. Now, some of you guys may have heard of the term blog before. However, those of you guys who haven't, it's actually short for weblog. So weblog can be broken down to two words, obviously. That's web and log. The term web is short for the World Wide Web. World Wide Web being all of these pages which you access via the internet, such as when we go into Google Classroom, for example. If you go into YouTube, these are all examples of pages on the web. You'd get other blog pages which would also be on the web too. The word log, if you guys know what a log is, yes, a log can be referred to as part of a tree, but that's not the one we are worried about. We are talking about a log, which is a method of recording things. So you may want to keep a log of the temperature. So you may, every day of the month, keep a log of the temperature. So you see exactly what the temperature was each day, what the weather was each day. By recording that each day, you are creating a log. So we're actually creating a log when we're doing a blog. When we're writing a blog, we're creating a log of something, and we usually publish that on the web for other people to view as well. So you may know of some bloggers or even vloggers. Vloggers we're going to come back to later on. So some examples of blogs which you may want to read. So I've got a few examples here. So we've got the Childtastic books. So these are examples of books which are good to read. We've also got another example, Alex Know-It-All. So Alex Know-It-All is someone who likes to travel a lot and likes to create a log of everywhere they travel to. We've also got Mara Bird, who's also creating another blog. Again, I believe to do with traveling and culture. And we've also got naturalist Dara. Dara being someone who is diagnosed with Asperger's and discusses things to do with nature, conservation of wildlife. And another one we have is Sports Illustrated for Kids, which is obviously to do with sports. So these 5 bloggers or blogs would have a regular log of something they may be doing. They may have experienced something. This is something which you can actually read up on. So we're going to be looking at creating a blog today. But before we go on to that, we are going to also discuss what a vlog is. A vlog, V-L-O-G, is actually a video blog. Okay, so usually where you have bloggers where they are writing their content, a vlogger is someone who would usually do this by recording themselves. So if it was me doing this every single day, which I do, but if I wanted to create a log to just discussing what I've done for the day or something I've experienced for the day, that could be me creating my vlogs. Some of the bigger vloggers you may know of, Ryan is a really big vlogger, one of the biggest vloggers around the world. I think he's got his own YouTube channel. I think is Ryan's Toys, if I'm correct. But he actually goes around and he reviews some of the toys he receives. You've got loads of other vloggers as well, which I will list there for you. So these are some examples which you may know of. But anyway, let's go back to the blog which you guys are going to create. So you're going to use the link that I've given you to log on to Purple Mash. And once you are on that link that I've sent you, it will look something like this. So you're going to enter your username. Now your username will be the same username you use for Google Classroom. However, it will be without the @kingshouseschool.org. So your username, which you'll enter, will be the first letter of your first name, the first 4 letters of your surname, and then it will be the year that you're expected to leave. So it could be a 26 or a 27. You're going to enter your password as well, and then you're going to click on log in. Now, once you are logged in, we are going to look at setting up our blog. So we do have 2blog over here. So we're going to open up 2blog. And once that is up, we can start to create our own blog. Now, remember, a blog is something which we will add a log to as we go along. So when we're creating our blog, we just want a general idea of what the blog is about, and then we can regularly add posts to it. So I'm going to head over to my blogs here. I'm going to click on this plus button, which is to create a new blog. And I'm going to think about what can I write a blog about, something which I can add on to regularly. So I can talk about, let's talk about visits to Richmond Park. Visits to Richmond Park. Okay, so that's the name of my blog. So I'm going to assume now that this blog is going to be about all of my visits to Richmond Park. Let's add a description, and we can see shortly exactly where everything fits in. So the description is going to be read about my experiences to the wonderful Richmond Park. Let's head over to the design so we can change exactly how my blog will look, or the title part section of my blog. I can change the icon that is used. So this would be an image which will have some sort of relevance to my blog. So I'm going to click on this arrow. Okay, so you've got the different options here. I'm guessing this would be relevant for something like music, possibly something to do with astronomy or space, possibly science. This one is quite sciencey as well, a bit more sporty as well. None of these would really fit in really well. Possibly this elephant, possibly, or possibly this one here. However, I do have this drop-down list, and I do have other sections I can go on to. So feel free to look for something in here, and these kind of give you some ideas as well. I'm going to head over to animals, and it could be worth thinking about which one of these would be good to represent Richmond Park. This one looks good for Richmond Park for me. Okay, and what sort of banner do I want over my the title for my blog? So if I click on this pencil here, I can select one of these. Again, I do have the drop-down list. However, most of these are clip art, so they're small images rather than suitable for a banner. I think this one might look good. Okay, we've got the different ways it can actually fit over. So let's see how that looks. Let's go and view my blog. Okay, so that was not the best banner to use as it stops my my text and my image to be so readable or seeable. So I'm going to head back and I'm going to choose a different banner. Now, as I scroll down, some of these do look like they've got a bit of transparency. So one of these might be the best ones to use. That one looks good. And we can also play around with these to see which one fits the best. But I reckon fill should probably work best. Let's view my blog again. Oh, that looks beautiful. Okay, so that's my blog done. So if you guys want to head over, you can pause my video and go and start creating the setup for your blog. Once you're done, you can come back and continue. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually come out of this once I'm done. Okay, so I'm going to exit. Okay, are you sure you want to exit this program? I'm going to say yes. Okay, I'm going to head over to sharing, and I've got a visits to Richmond Park blog here. Once I've opened that up, I've opened up the blog. Now what I can do here is I can actually add an entry to it. So I'll click on the plus button here. I'd add the title, amazing day on the 25th of Feb. Okay, so that will be on the title to this particular log. I may want to add a summary to it as well. I saw some amazing day today on my visit to Richmond Park. Okay, and in the content, that is where I can really sort of write in detail my blog. It's like a diary entry. I can talk about how I went to Richmond Park, possibly my journey there. Once I got there, what did I see? I could be as descriptive, as visual as possible. Then we can also use bold, italic, and underline if we want to emphasize anything. We can change the alignment. So left align would be where we have a line on the left hand side and everything will be written accordingly. So we're going to have a line, everything will be in one straight line on the left hand side, and it doesn't really matter how the words end. It does have sort of like a non-straightish edge on the other side. We can use center align, which means that everything will be written in the middle. Once you've written, you can play around with these, see which one you think works best. We do have right align as well, so everything is lined on the right hand side. Me personally, I usually like to justify. So what it does is it plays around with spaces between your letters and keeps everything sort of really central, straight lines on both ends. That's what I usually use when I'm writing letters. If you wanted to add bullet points or an ordered list, so a numbered list, you can use that as well. You can also play around with your font size and your font style as well. So feel free to play around with them. Don't really have much to choose from, but obviously it's good it gives you a good effect to your blog as well. Again, we can change the text color, and if we want to change the background color, we can do. You may also want to add an image, possibly an image of your visit to Richmond Park. You can choose a file, but that will be a longer process. You may want to use one from the clip art, or you may even want to paint your own one. That is up to you. So that will take a bit of time to do as well. A few more other options. You can embed an iframe, which we're not going to look at the moment. You can add a link, so possibly linking to the Richmond Park website if they have one. And if you wanted to remove your link, you can do as well. So you can play around with what you're writing up, and once you're done, you can save and publish. It's not letting me save anything because I haven't written anything yet, so I'm just going to test that out. Save and publish, and there you go. I do have my first blog post there as well. And this is something you can add to regularly. What we may do at some point in the future, we may get you set up on your own blog page, blog website, which you can post to regularly as well. So go ahead, work on your own blog posts. You don't need to send anything to me personally because I will be able to monitor everything on the Purple Mash website. And I'll figure out a way where I can give you feedback as well. So go ahead and write away. This can be something that you write on regularly, but we're only going to be using this for a few weeks to get into the habit of blogging. If you do want to speak to your parents, you can discuss with them what vlogging does and how many people have really sort of been successful via vlogging. It's a really good avenue to go down. Ryan, for example, has been very successful with his vlogs as well. But that's all for me today. I hope to see you guys next